Hello everybody, I'm Storm here. Welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV Online. And today what we're going to be doing is we're going to be starting up something new in Final Fantasy XIV. It's something that I've been debating as to whether or not I was going to do at all as episodes. And my hand has kind of been forced a little bit to make a decision on that. And I believe that you probably know from the title of the video already that what we're going to be doing is starting the Hildebrand quest line in Final Fantasy XIV. The Hildebrand quest line is kind of the comic relief quest line. It's really goofy and silly. And so I've been kind of trying to figure out a way to squeeze it in or work it in somewhere, and kind of really haven't to this point. So the way that I've figured that we're going to do this is as just a completely separate mini-series within my larger Final Fantasy XIV series. So, this is going to be episode 1 of Final Fantasy XIV Hildebrand. And the reason why my hand has been forced, if you're not familiar, is that the relic quests in Endwalker are tied to the Hildebrand quest line. So if I want to get a relic, which I do, then I need to do it. So, let's go. And we'll see how this goes. So, the quest line here starts with Wymond here. The rise and fall of gentlemen. An old acquaintance of Wymond is at wit's end, and the businessman would have you help her. I hear you've been busy as a bee, Ayame. It seems half the whispers what come my way relate to your comings and goings. Being the active type as you are, I reckon you'll be interested in investigating some queer rumors, am I right? But before that, let me ask, ever heard of a man named Hildebrand? Have you heard of Hildebrand before? No, we have not. If you played Final Fantasy 1.0, which I actually have, then you would, because he shows up there. But for this character, no. To hear him tell it, he was Eorzea's greatest and most famous inspector. Still, I can't say I'm surprised you don't know him. To his credit, Hildebrand and his assistant had a knack for showing up when something shady was afoot. As for sussing out the culprits, well, he had his moments, though I hesitate to give him sole credit. Anyway, 5 years ago, he gets in his head that he's cracked the code of Messiah's 7th verse. Dalamud, the calamity, all of it can be stopped, he says, as long as he finds the hero of prophecy. And wouldn't you know it, the hero was Hildebrand himself. So he flies off towards Dalamud. Aye, that's right, he flew. Launches himself straight into the air somehow, ridiculous as it sounds. Of course, it's only logical that he's got to come back down, though it was only recently that we found his body. I had reason for bringing this up. Alright. So, Nashu, Hildebrand's erstwhile assistant, has since become an inspector in her own right. At present, she's investigating the queer rumors I mentioned earlier. She's a sweet lass, a bit daft, but sweet nonetheless. So when I hear she's at wit's end, I want to help. Thing is, I prefer to meddle in the affairs of the living. Zombies are most definitely not my forte. So if you're willing, I'd be grateful if you lent her a hand. As for where to find her, she's like to visit Hildebrand's grave in the Lich Yard when she's frustrated. Try looking for her there first. Alright, so, I'm gonna go speak with Nashu. Makaracha? At the Lich Yard. I've never actually attempted to pronounce her name. I'll go with Makaracha at the Lich Yard in Eastern Thanalan. And so that should be our Camp Drybone. Let's go. All right. The Lich is over here. And here is Nashu. Oh, if only you were still alive, Inspector, you'd know how to stop these zombies. Ah, you there. Could it be? You've come to offer your services to me? Yep, apparently. Oh, but where are my manners? Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Nashu, Agent of Inquiries, Extraordinaire Inspector. At least, that's what I'm trying to be. It's not quite as easy as he made it look. Inspector Hildebrand was a great man, a real Eorzean hero. We traveled the world, me and him, solving cases and thwarting evil. No matter the mystery, you could always count on the Inspector to solve it with grace and style. But then there was the final case. The case of the century, he called it. How to stop the Red Moon from destroying the world. To save us all, he flew into the sky, and all I could do was watch. But then he came back down, and he... Oh, we're having an echo vision. This is all a joke. A big, funny joke, right, Inspector? Any moment now, you'll burst out of the ground and shout, "Surprise! Had you fooled, eh?" And we'll laugh and laugh. Hildebrand Vanderville, beloved son. They say no one remembers the warriors of light. Their names, their faces, all gone forever. But I remember you, Inspector. No, gentleman hero Hildebrand. I can never be the hero you were, but I'll do my best to try. And she's going to change her outfit right here out in the open. I, Nashu, Inspector Extraordinaire, will carry on your legacy. So I told myself, well, Nashu, there must be a leader, a head zombie, who tells the rest what to do. Therefore, all we need to do is kill him. Again, that is. Unfortunately, I don't know where he is or how to find him, but now that you're here, my faithful assistant, you can try the one good idea I've come up with so far. If you go to where these dapper zombies were last seen in southern Thanland, you might find them, and you could become their friend and ask to meet their leader. Yes, that's sure to work. Yes, I'm absolutely certain that is a flawless plan that has absolutely no problems with it. Alright, so we need to actually go participate in a fate. And oh, doesn't let me fly over that. Okay, but we can get over here. Oh, apparently it's running, and we have 6 minutes. All right, let's get my chocobo out. Let's begin. Take me to your leader. Oh, all right. Alright, well, I guess I'll go ahead and work on wearing these zombies down. These dapper zombies. We're all posing strangely. And I'll be back once we're almost done. Alright, I'm almost done here. And Amalja decided that they were going to bother me, so I had to convince him otherwise. Oh, there's still one more kicking around. There you are. Alright. Fallen corpses writhe in style. Alright, we apparently got a curious parchment. We need to show that to Nashu. Back in Camp Drybone. You find the zombies? You did. That's wonderful. I've been busy, too. The head zombie will rue the day he meets me, you'll see. Tell me, what'd you learn? We found this curious parchment. Oh, so you weren't able to make new friends. That's a shame. But this parchment, this is a map of the Sagoli Desert. There's a spot marked here in the south, and look, there's something written here. A gentleman is, rather than does. And that's what reminds me of, well, no matter. Let's see where this map takes us. Assistant, onward to the Sagoli. Alright. Back down to, the Sagoli Desert. And she is way down over there. All right. We have... I believe these are zombies. More zombies. What's up? I don't think I misread the map. Maybe they're just shy, though. I say we call out to them and let them know we came in peace, and when their leader shows himself, we strike. Let's see. A gentleman is rather than does. Who summons the gentle dead men? The zombies talking. They live, and we hunger. My brothers, lend me your ears. A gentleman does not dine upon his guests. Spare these two fair ladies your mastications. Withdraw, I say, and harass them no more. Up in the sky, look, it's a bird. No, it's an airship. No, it's the inspector. We hear and we obey. So, Hildebrand is their leader. It is you. It really is you. I knew nothing could kill the great Inspector Hildebrand. Hildebrand? Who is this Hildebrand of whom you speak? My name is Zombiebrand, Devourer of Brains, Undead Overlord Extraordinaire. What are you saying? You're not an undead overlord, you're a gentleman inspector. Inspector, overlord, inspector, overlord. Oh, Inspector, you're just confused is all. Don't worry. I'll knock some sense back into that noggin of yours. Stay your hand, milady. You know not what you do. Oh no, she knows exactly what she does. Even if I were the esteemed gentleman you purport me to be, the concussive force of the blast is more likely to liquefy my... If crashing into the ground made you forget, then an explosion of equal force ought to make you remember. I'll save you, Inspector, or kill you trying. See? Even you acknowledge the possibility of this plan will result in my... death. And he's buried upside down. Normally I would applaud your ingenuity, Nashu, but I would have preferred that you found a more elegant solution. Ah, he remembers me. Inspector Hildebrand remembers me. Yes, yes, I remember you, my faithful assistant. What I do not quite remember is how I came to be here. And another echo flashback. Moments after Nashu changed her outfit. Ah, such a wonderful dream. I slew a dragon and... So he was just napping. He wasn't dead. What is this place? And for that matter, who am I? Amnesia. And a bunch of zombies. And they took him in. Nice. There's an awful lot of zombies wandering around that cemetery. I, Hildebrand, Agent of Enquiry, Inspector Extraordinaire, have awoken at last. I always knew you'd come back to us. Be it Red Moon or Black Dragon, no fiend is a match for my legendary might. And who might this fine lady be? Could she perhaps be one of my many Oh, but what is this faint tingling sensation in my arm? This ringing in my ears, this dizziness? Could it be a case? No, I think that's a concussion, Hildebrand. That's a concussion. A mild concussion will not sway Inspector Hildebrand from his true calling. Verily, it could be naught else. Somewhere nearby, dastardly doings are afoot, and only I can thwart them. Copious quantities of sand, unbearable heat. Aha! The Sagoli Desert. I'd bet my life on it. Which means Ulda is but a short trek away. Yes, it all fits. Only that den of iniquity could so violently trigger my keen investigator sense. Fear not, law-abiding citizens. Inspector Hildebrand shall soon deliver you from evil. Alright, Nashu. Thoughts? Which way did he go, Ayame? Did you see? Oh dear, I've got to find him. And change my outfit, too. Perhaps in a more private setting than, you know, just out in the open. Alright, back to Ulda. Alright. Guess we gotta find out where he went. Alright, Agnes here? Beg your pardon, you wish to question me as to the whereabouts of that deviant running about town dressed in rags? You look like a reporter for the Mithril Eye. I do not consort with perverts. If you say so. Silver Nettle. What, you're looking for a half-naked Highlander who likes to catch criminals? I think I remember a thing like that. But if you do manage to find this inspector friend of yours, tell him to do something about that goddamn duelist. My mate's pa's cousin's kid's best friend lost his blade the other day to that bastard. Your mate's pa's cousin's kid's best friend's... Okay. And Botolf. Sorry, lass, but if it's information you want, you'd be best served by going to Wymond. The only rumors I've heard are those about the weapon thief. Calls himself a duelist or so I hear, but when you don't allow your opponents to refuse, well... So something is afoot. Alright, back to Wymond. Oh yeah, there's a gold saucer event going on. I take it you've dealt with that zombie problem, eh? So do tell, just why were they dressing up like dandies? Wymond! Hey, Wymond! The Thal almighty bugger me with a bleeding spear. The dead have risen, and they're walking the streets of Ulda. No need of melodrama, my good man. As you can see, reports of my death were greatly exaggerated. It's true, he's not a zombie. I checked. And you're back to your regular outfit. Aye, you do seem to be hale and healthy, which begs the question, how in the seven hells did you survive that fall? Why question divine providence? What matters is that Eorzea's champion has returned and that he, and by that I mean I, shall bring this thieving duelist to justice. Heard about that, did you? Might be harder than you think. Even I've got no inkling of that fellow's current whereabouts. Inconceivable. I refuse to believe that the ever-inquisitive, ever-ambitious, ever-reliable Wymond is without a single shred of information, even one of a dubious relevance. Well, I make no promises, mind you, but there was some talk of a fair maiden what said her most... This knave assaulted a young woman as well? The audacity! I should fly to her side at... Why, it isn't the lady from the Sagoli. A serendipitous encounter indeed, unless you seek the belligerent duelist. Capital. It would be invigorating to engage in a friendly battle of wits. Already the spirit of competition fills me. Come, Nashu, we must away. Damn it, Hildy, I ain't told you the lass's name yet. Alright, so who are we looking for there, Wyman? Well, Ayami, you might as well go after him. He'll be disappointed if you don't. The lady in question is named Yellow Moon. She's a woman with a taste for the finer things in life. Safe to say you'll find her getting fitted for something in the Weaver's Guild almost every day. Good luck with the inspecting, Inspector. Alright. I'm gonna go talk to Yellow Moon at the Weaver's Guild. I think the fastest way to get there is Aetheryte. Weaver's Guild. There's Yellow Moon. That's a look. My beloved pure heart was unlike any wand you've ever seen. Elegant, refined, the perfect accessory for any cultured woman. You will bring it back to me, won't you? A priceless possession callously ripped from the hands of its owner. The lady weeps, and the wind bears her sorrow to his ears. What gentleman could hear this clarion call and not beg the honor of championing her cause? What in the world? I swear to you, here and now, I, Hildebrand, agent of inquiry, inspector extraordinaire, shall scour all creation, from the deepest pit of the seven hells to the very pinnacle of the heavens, for your pure heart. What he said. And you, my fellow servant of justice, I see your instincts are not to be underestimated, having guided you to this fair maiden's side. Now then, Miss Moon, what can you tell us of the theft? Thefts, sir, to be precise. My pure heart was only the most recent item to be taken from me. I'm certain I had it when I left home the other day, after I browsed the latest fashions at Sunsilk and took in a match at the Colosseum. I realized it was gone. The time and location of the theft are unknown, essential details without which we cannot solve the case, but there is but one logical course of action. Miss Moon, to coax the hidden clues from your memories, we must reenact that fateful day's excursion to Sunsilk Tapestries. And he's off again. And she's just going to stand there. All right. So where exactly are we headed? Back in Steps of Nald. He's right over there. Oh no, there she is. Yellow Moon. Oh, I don't know. Are you sure this is going to help? Miss Moon, would you be so kind as to describe your visit in detail on the day in question? Nothing unusual happened, but if you insist, I was pondering whether or not to purchase a new dress when a man approached me and confessed his undying love. What sort of man says that to a complete stranger, I ask you? Naturally, I was taken aback. I dropped my purse, in shock, not intentionally, on his foot, and he cried out in pain and fled. If I may be so bold, Miss Moon, that strikes me as a most unusual happening. In any case, it appears to be completely unrelated to the theft. Let us next proceed to the Colosseum and see what you remember. And now she's kind of dozing off here on this crate. Alright. Hildebrand. Down towards the Colosseum. Conspicuous crates. Not Nashu? That crate's looking at me funny. You say so. A yellow moon. Where could my pure heart be? Once again, Miss Moon, if you'd be so kind as to tell us what you remember. Well, like before, nothing unusual happened. I felt like gambling that day and was debating which match to observe when a gladiator approached me from behind and confessed his undying love. Naturally, I was taken aback. I whirled about and struck the man in the face with my purse, in shock, unintentionally. Unfortunately, since I was carrying a tremendous sum of money, my purse weighed about 60 ponzes, and the blow was enough to render him unconscious. Okay then. 120 ponzes? Miss Moon, you are a remarkably strong woman. Well, I mean, he's a rogue Aiden. Which is precisely why you were targeted. Oh, it's so obvious in hindsight. The thief bore you a grudge. No, it's more than that. He hated you with a passion. There sure are a lot of giant crates in Ulda. At the Weaver's Guild, at Sun-Soaked Tapestries, and here too. You have a thought, Nashu? These crates are everywhere, Ayame. I wonder what's inside, but I don't see how we can open... Ah, of course. I still have plenty of explosives. Here, why don't you try? It'll be fun. Yeah, that sounds like fun. Nashu's Delight. Well, hello there, perspiring man. At the heart of every crime rests a single unassailable truth, reached only by navigating a web of falsehoods and contradictions. Hearken to me now, for as a shepherd leads his flock, I shall guide you to my irrefutable conclusion. A gladiator professes his feelings only to be rejected and physically assaulted. In response, wounding his pride as a warrior and a man, resenting her prowess while recognizing his weakness, he carries out a more feasible vengeance. He robs Yellow Moon of her weapon, the pure heart. Inspector, we found the pure heart. These strange men sneaking around town in wooden crates had it. It's not what you think. We're not thieves. We're devotees. Yellow Moon is our sun and stars. We only wish to keep her safe from harm, and should she misplace the item from time to time, we'd collect it. For safekeeping. Nothing untoward. Oh, I'm sure. You deviants were behind the thefts? All this time you've been stalking me? What nerve? Such unbridled fury, such righteous indignation. We should be glad to accept the goddess's punishment. Oh, Lord. Goddess? Devotees? Ah, but of course. That I had you inspect those crates was a stroke of genius indeed. Sure, Hildebrand. You say so. As I was elucidating but a moment ago, those fiends are obviously the ones responsible for the recent rash of weapons thefts, as those thefts were carried out by a single individual, you imbecile. A well-informed woman. Lest you've forgotten, the culprit is a duelist. He only claims his victims' weapons after defeating them in single combat. If your powers of observation are as great as you claim, you should have deduced that those buffoons in boxes were incapable of such. I should know. I'm a reporter for the Mithril Eye. My name is Ellie, and I have been investigating these incidents for weeks. Inspector Hildebrand, gentleman investigator and agent of inquiry, I presume. You're looking well for a dead man. Would you like to meet one of the duelist's victims? I'll introduce you with pleasure. You'd be willing to share such precious information with me? Your generosity is commendable, Miss Ellie. May this mark the beginning of a long and beautiful friendship. Yes, very good. The name of the man is... And they're off. Huh? Where in the bloody hells do you think you're going? I haven't told you anything yet. Alright, I guess, well, we gotta get the information from Ellie. Having no other recourse, Ellie would instead tell you the identity of the victim. I suppose, since you're the imbecile's friend, you intend to help him? I guess. The man you want to find is an adventurer named Humphrey. At present, he can be found at the Golden Bazaar. With luck, the good inspector may find his way there by the time you arrive. If not, then so be it. I wonder what will happen when he discovers that the victim is a perpetrator as well. Interesting. Speak with Humphrey outside the Golden Bazaar, which is basically out East Thanalan by Camp Drybone. All right. And we're off. All right. And here is Humphrey. Hello there. Hi, I'm Humphrey, and you are... Well, look who it is. At last, I've caught up with you. You there, young sir. I am told you are a victim of the marauding duelist. Me? A victim? How amusing. You amuse me. True, I was challenged by the duelist not long ago, but where he thought to find a whelp. You found a warrior of light instead. Aye, I defended my honor and my blade. See for yourself. You mean you won? That's amazing. Well, it was nothing compared to what I faced at Cartano. Magitek to the right of us, Magitek to the left of us, stuck in the middle with Master Lu we were. Core, he was a dab hand with the old magic he was. I tried to save him, of course, but there was a limit to how many giant beasties a man can... Yeah. Sounds like a fish story to me. That man is no warrior of light. Tell them, Eleazar. Tell them how he lost and surrendered a sword that was not his own. Liar, scoundrel, I trusted that bastard with my father's blade. Bid him take it to a smithy for restoration. Even gave him gold to pay for it. And he comes crawling back, sniveling and begging forgiveness for losing it in a duel, as if that's enough to set things right. Look at me, you bleeding whore son. Look at me. Me flowing golden locks are no more. I've gone bald from the stress and heartbreak. I swear to everything holy that you'll face a reckoning if you don't bring her back to me. Alright. He beat the shit out of me and took the old man's sword. I used the gil to pay the Kairujan. I have no idea where he or the sword is. What am I supposed to do, huh? I can't give him what I don't have. Unless you help me find the sword. That's what you do, right? Help people? Have you no shame? First you claim a legacy not your own, then you beg others to help you with problems of your own making. You will refuse this man, won't you, Inspector? Nope. And what of Eleazar's flowing golden locks? How will forsaking young Humphrey help the man he has wronged? We shall begin our search for the sword by questioning the people of the Golden Bazaar. Ellie, thoughts? That blade was a rare and ancient relic. You can't possibly think he'll recover it so easily. Do all inspectors dress like that? I never met one before, so I don't know what to expect. Well, that one does, anyway. A bebe? Antique swords? I haven't the foggiest about that. That traveling merchant, Jojonpa, is the one you ought to speak with, assuming he hasn't left. Lululo? That boy should be ashamed of himself, robbing poor Eleazar of a priceless family heirloom. This goes to show you should never trust an adventurer who claims to be a warrior of light. Thieves and tricksters, a lot of them. You don't say. May not be the most honorable solution, but mayhap you should consider giving Eleazar a counterfeit blade. If the deception brings him peace in his final days, would it be so wrong? Maybe. Benegar? Eleazar's sword? Wasn't much to look at, but at least it was authentic. More than a few collectors have been tricked into purchasing counterfeit relics. Okay. There's Jonjonpa. Or Jojonpa. I'm afraid I have no knowledge of an ancient sword, at least not of one I can guarantee to be authentic. You see, anywheres I determine to be of dubious origins, I immediately discard in the spring east of Camp Drybone. Although I have no swords for sale at present, I may have disposed of a facsimile similar design to the one you describe. This presents a quandary. Though I am loath to deceive an honorable man like Eleazar, a well-intentioned ruse may put his heart at ease, thus spurring the rejuvenation of his flowing golden locks, whilst I continue to search for the genuine article. Well, if there is a sword in that spring, it won't remain there for long. It's one of the more convenient sources of fresh water for the common folk at Camp Drybone. You should endeavor to be more optimistic, Miss Ellie. Like me. I say we search the spring first before declaring all to be lost. So, you just go toss random counterfeit swords into the camp's water supply. That sounds like a great idea. Alright, I think that's the spring over there. And I guess you are going to want us to go rooting around in the mud. See if we can find this thing. It occurs to me that I'm not yet fully recovered from my accumulated injuries. It would not be prudent to immerse my body in water. Not without first coating it with a liberal application of salamander oil, that is. Indeed, on many an occasion, my dearest mother tended my childhood scrapes just so. You understand the importance of physical rehabilitation, yes? And you can assist me by pouring the oil all over my body. Okay, then. Ah, this comforting scent, as though I am a child in her arms. Quickly now, before it dries, and knead the oil into my aching flesh. Alright then, massage Hildebrand. The pain multiplies manifold, or multiples manifold. Gently now, gently. Oh gods, oh gods, oh gods, yes, at last! Oh lord. My muscles slacken and soften, the warmth spreads and the pain becomes pleasure. Right there, yes, keep doing that. Just like that, just like, yes. Now, once more, with feeling. Massage Hildebrand. Once more. Never before have I received such splendid ministrations. Now then, into the spring. You as well, my good woman. Alright. Muddy pebbles. Taking a while. Alright. A holy pot. That looks like more than it's holy. It's completely shattered. And a muddy bottle. There's a lot of trash in here. You've been productive? Excellent. May I see what you found? I found an old bottle, I found a useless rock, and an irrelevant potsherd. No sign of the sword Jojanpa mentioned, I see. Ah! Now I'm all wet. What was that anyway? Did something cause you to... Well, if it isn't a sword. Once again, my instincts have guided us to our quarry. That I had you search that section of the spring was a stroke of... Inspector, it's bad for your health to conduct investigations in those clothes. I'll go to Ulda and fetch you some new ones. All thoughtful of you, Nashu. While you're there, purchase a few bottles of hair tonic for Eleazar as well. The newest, most potent blend you can find. With what money? Is it not wonderful, my friend? Soon all of Eleazar's woes will be no more. Alright then. Report to Eleazar. Back in the Golden Bazaar, which is not a very long flight away. It's gotten foggy. Is he in this building? Yep, there he is. As promised, I return your father's ancient blade. Aye, it is her. Every chip and scratch just as I remember. God's bless ye, sir. I never expected you would go to such lengths for two strangers without thought of a reward. Altruism is a rare trait these days. 'Tis common enough if you know where to look. A gentleman recognizes the good in every soul and understands that none deserve to be forsaken. Spoken like a true gentleman, though your garments beg to differ. Inspector, I brought your change of clothing. I also brought a supply of tonic from this peddler I met in Pearl Lane. Excellent work, Nashu. If you would just bring me that case... Inspector? Inspector Hildebrand? Right between the eyes with a card? There appears to be something lodged in my forehead. Could it be a missive from an adoring admirer? Completely unfazed. The author neglected to pen her name. I shall come to claim the collector's blade. Is that supposed to be flattering? No, you. It's supposed to be intimidating. The duelist wrote this. He's daring you to stop him. A challenge for me? Oh, at last, the curtain rises. Very well. If I am to duel the duelist, I must dress for the occasion. I, Hildebrand, Agent of Inquiry, Inspector Extraordinaire, accept your challenge. He's incredible, so bold, so majestic, just like a warrior of light. No, a gentleman of light. He is exceptionally something. Lord Inspector Hildebrand, you look amazing. Well, the hair tonic appears to have worked. Hildebrand. Who is this? This is far from the strongest of swords. Blue skies in the rolling desert. How much longer must I seek the blade of legend? All right, the Immaculate Deception. Challenge accepted, my worthy opponent. You shall not claim the blade. With my, let's call it what it is, genius, I shall bring you to justice. Wait, you wish to duel with weapons, not wits? This bridge hardly seems appropriate for such an epic battle. Alright. Hey, I know that spear. That's the one I found buried with the pumpkins. Pumpkin sort of reminded me of, no, it's gone, never mind. Alright, so I think that's a good spot to go ahead and stop for the first episode here. So we will return with the ongoing adventures of Hildebrand. We come back for next episode. But for now, we'll stop here. So hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Go ahead, like, subscribe, and comment, and I will see you next time.